Swami Chinmayananda with V. Ganesan. The period was 1956 to 1958. I was staying at the ashram, serving it and simultaneously seeking a job outside for earning my livelihood. Major Chadwick was in charge of raising funds for building Sri Bhagavan Samadhi Shrine. He told me that the inflow of donations was very scarce, in spite of his sending appeal after appeal to the devotees to send their donations generously. He needed 10,000 rupees urgently to speed up the stonework on the construction of the temple over Sri Bhagavan Samadhi. As the amount was not forthcoming, he felt extremely upset and expressed his disappointment that through Sri Bhagavan was the greatest sage born on earth, a simple monument for him could not be raised in time. On the day that he told me this, I read in the newspaper about an unknown young Swami in Pune, to whom devotees had offered 100,000 rupees as a pada puja for giving him one lunch in their home. This apparent contradiction disturbed me deeply. 10,000 rupees could not be collected for Sri Bhagavan's shrine, while 10 times that amount was offered to a young Swami for a mere visit to a house. I showed it to Major Chadwick and expressed my anguish. In reply, he just gave me a wry smile and brushed the whole thing aside. That young unknown Swami in Pune, I came to know later, was Swami Chinmayananda. After that, I saw this name, Swami Chinmayananda, in the editorial page of a monthly, The Call Divine, which was dedicated to Sri Bhagavan and published from Bombay. He was listed as its co-editor along with another editor, the reputed Swami Rajesarwanda. This too surprised me. However, a significant event took place which made me very close to Swami Chinmayananda. My father, the ashram president, was away on a tour, and I was in charge of the administration of the ashram. One day I was contacted by a few VIPs from Bangalore. They requested that the ashram host a large entourage led by a Swami for one whole day, which meant also providing them with lunch, afternoon tea, and snacks, as well as dinner at night. They informed me that they would leave the ashram only late in the evening and that they would bear all the expenses incurred. The ashram was in a very poor condition with regards to its resources and finance. There were not enough kitchen staff to cater to so many guests, and it looked an impossible task for me and for the few who worked in the ashram office. Yet my teacher, the Pandit T.K. Sundaresa Iyer, who was devoted to sages, saints, swamis, and sadhus, encouraged me to accept it by saying that he would help and guide me. I agreed. Sundaresa Iyer reminded me of my school classmate Ramamurthy, who then owned the Park Hotel, the one and only hotel in the town at the time. He said he would go and arrange for everything. My teacher was a colossus on Mount Everest in every way, plus a true confidant, friend, philosopher, and guide. A few days later, a large group of officers from reputed factories in Bangalore arrived at the ashram with their managing directors and general managers in 7 large luxury buses. Who should step out first from a posh car that led the convoy? Swami Chinmayananda. He was all smiles and appreciated my taking the responsibility of looking after such a large entourage. The whole retreat took place in front of the cow Lakshmi's Samadhi. Chinmayananda enthralled all with his brilliant speeches on the Bhagavad Gita, almost throughout the day. My friend Ramamurthy himself supervised the catering of the food on time to over 300 VIP guests. Finally, he packed their dinner in neat individual packets, which helped them to leave early in the evening back to Bangalore. Everyone looked truly very happy. Before leaving, Swami Chinmayananda took me aside and spoke to me. He said, "One day during a talk, I was suddenly confronted by an important officer from a big organization. He wanted to understand what exactly renunciation was and how it would feel if one renounced all. I thought to myself, why only explain it to him alone when I can give the taste of it to all the 300-odd devotees assembled there? So I told the audience that I would give all of them the taste of renunciation, provided they all were prepared to surrender to me one whole day by following me wherever I go without question, no planning, no thinking about anything, except obeying the teacher." They agreed. Sri Bhagavan guided me to bring them here and give them the true taste of renunciation. Is there anyone greater than Sri Bhagavan in having totally renounced everything? I prayed to Sri Bhagavan to bless every one of them, and so here I am, Ganesa. I am happy you willingly help me give them a true taste of renunciation. See, the true taste of renunciation is nothing but pure happiness. If I had only told them so in words, would they have understood? So thank you, Ganesa. As reported in my account on Mother Ramadevi, I took up a job as a sub-editor in an English newspaper, the Indian Express at Chittor. One day a posh car came, picked me up, and took me to the house of the wealthiest person in that town, Doraknath Reddy. I was taken aback by utter surprise. It was a grand lunch session given in honor of Swami Chinmayananda. There was a long table around which some very important dignitaries were sitting. At the head of the table sat Swamiji. He directed Doraknath to make me sit next to him. During lunch, Swamiji was, as always, in a jubilant mood and was making everyone burst into laughter with his stories. In between, he repeatedly turned to me and urged me to have more food, especially the special mango milkshake, the lassi, as the fruits were plucked from the house garden of Reddy. After lunch, there was a lively yet relaxed session in the living room. Here, too, he made me sit next to him. In all seriousness, Chinmayananda told me, "You know, Ganesa, you and I belong to the same caste. You know that?" I was puzzled. But even before I could recover from my bewilderment, Chinmayananda roared, "We both belong to the editor caste. You see, years ago, I was a sub-editor in the Free Press Journal in Bombay. Now, you are sub-editor of the Indian Express." Three very wealthy industrialists approached Chinmayananda and spoke to him. "Swamiji, we are planning to start a new factory. Should we start it or not? If you categorically confirm that we should, we will give you 200,000 rupees if that factory is successful. That is our part of the deal. Your part is that you should own the responsibility of saying, 'Yes, start it,' and face the consequences if it fails." Putting his fingers to his chin, Swamiji pretended to be pensively thinking about it. He then replied, "You are truly fair. I also would be equally fair. So you give me an advance of 100,000 rupees right now, and I will assure you that the new factory you start will be a tremendous success. You need not pay the balance before the factory runs successfully." The industrialists were extremely happy over Swamiji's fairness in arriving at this deal. After paying him 100,000 rupees, they left. After they left, Swamiji turned to me and said, "Look, I have gained this much money today. I need it for some ongoing construction work. The success of the factory depends on the grace of God and on their hard work. I am a soothsayer to give predictions." No, of course I'm not. Yet people do need encouragement. I give them this, not unconditionally, but only with conditions that brings me also gain. Swamiji then burst out into peals of laughter, in which all of us joined. Later, Swamiji saw to it that I was dropped in the same posh car back to my drudgery office. It was sometime in March 1965. In those days, Sri Bhagavan Samadhi Shrine was a thatched shed, and there was a large open space in front of it. Every night I slept in that open space on a mat without a pillow or bedsheet. I used to get up at 3:30 in the morning, sweep the precincts clean around Sri Bhagavan Samadhi, and then do the same inside Bhagavan's old hall. Only then would I attend to my morning ablutions. One day, just before dawn, I saw two people were silently and reverently walking around Sri Bhagavan's shrine. On approaching closer, I recognized them. They were Swami Chinmayananda and B.V. Reddy. From the old hall, I ran towards them and prostrated to Swamiji. He raised me up and patted me on my back and said, quite joyously, "Aho, Ganesan has caught us." We wanted to come incognito, pay our homage to Sri Bhagavan, and leave for the U.S. Mr. Reddy here had planned to take me directly from Bangalore to the Madras airport, but I insisted that we take a detour and go to Arunachala and take the blessings of Sri Bhagavan before I take up this new venture of traveling abroad. Sri Bhagavan has fully blessed me, Ganesan. I am happy I met you as well. Stay here and serve Sri Bhagavan. All will be well with you. Now, give me your good wishes and allow us to leave for the airport, direct from Sri Bhagavan's Shrine of Grace. I again prostrated to Swamiji. On that day, he had revealed to me how fully surrendered he was to Guru Ramana.